When it comes to stock pick recommendations, we're not friends. I don't care if you know the CEO. I don't care if your brother is the CEO. I don't care if you are the CEO. I don't care if we share the same investment somewhere else. When it comes to the stock pick recommendations, we're not friends. If the business is bad, if it doesn't have the requirements that I want, I have zero interest in your stock recommendation. Zero. We could go to lunch, we could have drinks, nothing personal, but I have zero interest in your stock pick. If you're new to this channel, my name is Mariusz Konieczny. I run Microcap Explosions, a website dedicated to microcap stocks which are underfollowed and ignored by the investment community. I also wrote 10 books on investing, one of which is available for a free download at microcapexplosions.com. I also recently created valueinvestinguniversity.com, which is a free resource that you can sign up for to make yourself a better investor. Have a look at these two charts. What do they have in common? Well, two things they have in common. One is that they are both down about more than 90%. Within less than 12 months, both of them. Complete disasters when it comes to investments. I'm not going to reveal the names because I don't want to embarrass the people who are involved in these names. And the second thing that they have in common is both of them were recommended to me by people that I like. And this is just a demonstration that I know many of you have been in these situations where a friend, associate, or a colleague recommended a particular investment and you invested in them. As a result of that recommendation, you lost almost all of your money. And of course you can't blame the people that recommended it to you because you are responsible for doing your own work. And because I've been doing this thing for so long, I say no 99% out of the time before I say yes to an investment. In other words, I will say no 99 times before I will consider an investment. And I get constantly inundated with stock market ideas. And you know what, to be honest with you, sometimes I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be talking about microcap stocks on this channel or ever, because I don't think people get the message. I don't think people get the message of what they should look for in businesses. The other day, I got an email from somebody, I don't know what name the person has, and even if I remembered, I wouldn't say. Oh, I watched your videos on Voxter, a great job, we're both involved in Voxter. Here's another company that's similar to Voxter that you should take a look at. And then within 5 minutes, I'm just shaking my head. It's like, which memo did you not get? Like, I don't do shit companies. I don't do companies that have no revenues. I don't do companies that promise riches and they have nothing to show, okay? This is a recipe for disaster. And I see this over and over and over. Like, I don't need people's help to lose money. I can lose money perfectly fine on my own, okay? No problem. And if I wanted to lose money, why would I go to microcap space? I can just listen to Meet Kevin, another YouTuber. I can just listen to the people that focus on growth stocks, on NASDAQ stocks. I can just listen, look at what's in Kathy Wood's portfolio. If I want to lose a lot of money, I don't need your help with losing money. Like I am perfectly capable of losing money on my own. Or if I want to lose 90% of my money, I will just go and invest in mining stocks. A guaranteed disaster. All I need to do is pick up the phone and have the CEO sell me. You see, this is the problem. People go into microcap space because they want to make money, okay? But they have no idea what they're looking for, okay? They are even worse and drunker than the people on NASDAQ, okay? Like every company, I said it so many times, 80 to 90% of companies that are trading on the secondary exchanges, which is Canadian Stock Exchange or TSX Venture, 80 to 90% of them are uninvestable. I don't want to touch it. Why? Because all they have is promises. When I said, do they have any revenues? No, they don't have any revenues. Of course they don't have any revenues, but they will have revenues. Okay, when you have revenues, come back to me, okay? And then those revenues better be reasonable in relation to the market cap. But the addressable market is so big. I don't care how big is the addressable market, okay? I don't care. There is no FOMO, fear of missing out, in here. I've been doing it for too long to be fearful of missing out. Too long. I've lost too much money on promises, opportunities, and addressable markets. Revenues is coming. We just need to sign this contract. It's just on a dotted line. I've lost enough money to listen to this nonsense, okay? And the first graph is a company that, someone wanted to be introduced to me, okay? Because now people know that I can help companies raise money, right? So then they want to be introduced to me because, like if I can turn around their companies, if I can turn around their disasters, I can't turn around a disaster business. What I can do is I can help a good business, but I cannot turn a bad business into a good business, okay? It has to be a good business, and then I'm willing to help. I'm willing to inject capital. I'm willing to introduce it to microcap explosions, but I'm not willing to introduce a bad company that has awful margins, has no revenues, it's capital intensive. I'm not gonna introduce it to microcap explosions because it's a recipe for disaster. I'm not interested in those kinds of opportunities. So the person wanted to be introduced to me, and I looked at the company and I said, I'm not interested, but he just wants to talk to you. So what? About what? What is he going to talk to me about? About how awful this business is? Like, I have no interest in talking about this business or getting convinced that this business is good because I already see it's not the kind of business that I want to be involved in. It has no revenues. I can't freaking understand anything that they do, okay? If it's cannabis or it's pharma or they have cure for cancer, like, what the hell do I know about those kinds of things? I can't understand the technology. I'm not a chemist. I wasn't good at biology. No, thank you. But it has a lot of potential. Take that potential and take it with you. Get rich with it. Not me, okay? So about 12 months ago, it was trading at, this level here. And now I always look back at those ideas. The idea is down 90%. Okay? And now, what do you think would have happened if I invested in this company, recommended it to you guys, or MCE, and now you're down 90%? And now, I'm not saying that the ideas that I recommend, or I talk about, or I invest in, are not down. Everything is down right now. Oracle is down, Voxter is down, Mind Technology is down, Globex is down. I'm not afraid of my companies being down, okay? If they are good businesses and the thesis is the same, then if it's down, it might be a better opportunity. No problem. But you want the fundamentals to be there so that when you are down, you're not panicking. Now, if I invest in something that has no revenues, I have no idea what the hell they're doing, okay? And now it's down 90%. What am I supposed to do now? Is this a better opportunity right now? It still has no revenues. I still don't know what it's worth. And now it's actually probably worse because it doesn't have revenues. And in order to create revenues, guess what? They need to spend money to create revenues. But now the market cap is 10% or 5% of what it was back then. How are they going to raise money now to create those revenues? Now you're stuck. And now you permanently lost capital, okay? Remember rule number 1 from Warren Buffett? Never lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. So in a situation like this, you're out of luck because now you're completely out of money and they could literally go out of business. Here's another idea that somebody recommended to me, and I was talking to the CEO, whoever was in charge, and like I spent 2 days studying this company, 2 days, and I couldn't figure out what they do. Like, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If I have to work so hard to understand what it is that you do and what it is that your plan is to make money, like, I'm not interested. I have absolutely zero idea what you do. And I asked the guy to send me information about different business divisions, and he sent me information about like completely different divisions that he's trying to create in the future. It's like I'm asking for the stuff that's already in the business, not outside of the business, but what's in the business? He couldn't even send me that. So then after today, I was just like, forget it. Like, I'm not interested. Like, there's no way I can make any sense out of this business. And then now I'm looking at it and it's 96% down from that level. And you see, this happens so many times. Guys, be careful. When you are in microcap stocks or whatever stocks, number one, business. Is the business good? Do you like the business? Do they have good revenues, good margins? Are the revenues recurring? Okay? That's number one. If they don't have that, if the business is bad, the margins are bad, it's capital incentive, what are you doing? I don't care that they're getting clients. Okay, there's another company that I'm gonna make a separate video on. Oh, it was hyped. Oh, it was hyped by all the great microcap investors out there. That's why I don't talk to any of them, because I can't stand them. Oh, it was so hyped, right? Everybody was on it. They were getting contracts from here and there, and $100 million contracts they're gonna get. The market cap was like over 100 million or something. Barely any revenues, okay? But they're gonna get $100 million of contracts. And now the stock is down like 95%, okay? And I looked at it and I looked at those contracts. I'm like, who cares about those contracts? If you get contracts that you make nothing on them, if your gross margins are like 5% on those $100 million contracts, I don't want those contracts. Like, just because there is a need for something, just because there's a problem that needs to be solved by somebody or by you, doesn't mean you should be the one solving it. Doesn't mean that you should be involved in the company solving the problem. Because if that problem is not worth solving, or if solving the problem doesn't compensate you enough for solving it, stay away. It doesn't matter that it's growing. It doesn't matter that it's going to do this, change the world. I don't care if it's going to change the world. I don't care if it's going to help somebody live or die, whatever. I don't care. What I care about is, can they solve the problem? And if I solve this problem, am I going to get compensated enough for it so that there's enough value for me, and I better make sure that I pay less for that value than what I'm getting back. If this is not the case, I'm not interested. No FOMO. Move on. Thank you very much. So that's it. I have nothing else to say, but you don't need to go to microcap stocks to lose money. You can do it in NASDAQ. Perfectly fine. You don't need a friend to tell you about an investment idea, because that friend, I guarantee you, didn't do the freaking due diligence. Some other friend told that friend, and then that friend found out from IR people or from some hedge fund that wants to spread the word. Now, if you go through every single company on TSXV or Canadian Stock Exchange or whatever, if you go through every single company and then you tell me, oh, I found this one after I went through thousands of companies, then I'll listen to you. But if you come to me be like, oh, I have this great idea and it has no revenues but all this potential, no thank you very much. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be careful out there.